Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Westerly Sports Talk. Sal and Ron will be with us in a little bit to talk Bulldogs as well as Coach Brent Fazzaro. But right now we have a very special treat. We're going to be talking football in the middle of spring. What? Well, it's not quite spring yet, but it will be in a week from today. And right now I have Jay and Rob. God, I hope I said your names right, from the Outlaws. I believe I did. How's it going, guys?
Good morning. Going well.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we've talked a little bit about the Outlaws last year on here, but not as much as we would like to. Tell us about youth football in the area.
Well, I think this area has got a lot of talent and a lot of kids who are focused on football and want to grow in football. And Jay and I, we coach in Stonington, and we kind of had this idea that we could really do something with the kids in this area throughout Southern Rhode Island and Southeast Connecticut as one conglomerate, one unit. And so we started this organization to compete in the spring elite programs. Jay, you want to elaborate?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, Rob and I coached Stonington. We played Westerly in the Super Bowl. And then after that, in the fall, we got with a couple of guys from Westerly and said, hey, why don't we get together and create one collaborative spring team to help benefit the youth in the area? And that's kind of how this all started. And last year was our first year competing. We compete in a league called NEYT, which is New England Youth Tackle Football. Encompasses 5 of the 6 states in New England. Last year, 4 of our teams made it to the semifinals, 2 of them to the Super Bowl. And it's just been really an awesome start to this program, and we're looking forward to year 2.
That's awesome. Yeah, last time I talked to you guys, it was before and it might not have been the two of you. I'm not 100% sure, but it was before the start of season 1. So it was really cool to see all of the success that you had last year, and to build upon that. Obviously, Westerly and Stonington and Charahoe and the surrounding areas, Groton, have a strong love and desire for football. I mean, we have high school state champions here. We've had Pee Wee champions like galore on both sides of the river, and it's it's got to start somewhere, and it starts with passionate youth football programs. And the Pee Wees do a great job, but there's so much of a thirst for football year round, especially in the spring. And there's so many players that are, getting to that elite level and getting looks at D1, D2 schools and scholarships, and really setting up their future, not necessarily to play football professionally, but to, get an education, get a scholarship, do those things, and just the valuable lessons that you learn playing organized sports to begin with. A lot of these kids, like I said, they may never play in the NFL, but they will go on to start businesses, to be town representatives, so many different leadership positions that you learn through football. How important has all of that been to you guys?
Well, I think that's really our goal. I think we both, we understand that, they're not all going to go play pro, but, as coaches, you can significantly impact a young man's life or their view on life or their core principles or values. And I think that's kind of where Jay and I have come together. We have a lot of the same principles in the way we coach and the way we mentor, and how much, we demand respect and we give respect. So I think being good mentors, being good coaches is what's rewarding for us. Seeing on the product on the field is nice as well, but really the goal is to help give these kids a chance, get different coaching. We have coaches from Griswold to New London to Groton to Westerly. We have coaches from every area really that have all come together. It gives the kids a different perspective, a different voice in their ear, helps them understand the game at another level. and where we play in the fall, it's so boundary bound. You can't play outside your town. Where this, you can come from anywhere and play. We have kids from Pawtucket. We have kids from
Killingly. Yeah, everywhere. One of the things we always talk about in this program is it's first about helping raise good young men and women, and then second about football. And that's what's really important to us. And, one thing Rob said, this program really is about unity. Our board consists of members from every town. Our coaching staffs consist of members from every town. And so it's good. And these kids get to hear a lot of voices that may never have been in their lives before that. So I think one of the principles of this.
Yeah, I mean, more great role models is never a bad thing, and and also the boundaryless football is fantastic because it also makes those games in the fall sweeter when you have friends on the other side of the ball. It's whether that just be Westerly Stonington Thanksgiving or when Stonington goes and plays Griswold or God forbid Killingly comes to town, because that's always scary. But
no, I think you hit the nail on the head there, because that's something we didn't foresee really. But then when we went back to the fall after last year's spring program, we saw the kids after the game getting together, like taking pictures with their jerseys, like they switched jerseys, took pictures together, and to see that now is kind of cool at 11U and 13U. Because those same kids have been playing against each other in high school, and it's good. Yeah. Really cool to see the bonds they've made. I mean, it's really been something that we didn't really foresee how much they would really bond together.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a brotherhood for sure.
Yeah, we've got a lot of positive feedback from their fall coaches too, like folks that aren't in the program. Like, hey, the kids you sent back, they're not only did the technique improve, but like Rob said, after the games, they're out talking to other players and other teams, and it's always passionate on the field, but after the field, they're friends, and so it's good. It's been super positive.
It's also a level of confidence, right? Like when you know somebody on the other side, you have a level of confidence. Not that you're, not in the arrogant way of like, oh, I'm better than them or anything, but like you walk into the game going like, I know these guys. I just having one friend on the other team during the high school games or the fall peewee, you're like, it's a little bit less. Like I said, if a juggernaut like Killingly comes to town, it's a little less intimidating when you're like, oh, Brandon's on that team. I know Brandon. They're not better than us. Like, right. And by the way, I hope there really is no Brandon that's on the Outlaws. I just pulled that out of my.
We got a lot of kids. We probably have a couple.
Well, Brandon from Killingly, I'm sure you're great. But that's really special. Have you seen enrollment grow this year with now more people knowing about it?
Absolutely. I mean, at our 13U program, we have almost 50 kids. We have 2 teams probably at that level. We're up in every numbers are up at almost every level, really. I mean, we're up to 130. Yeah. We're at 30 plus kids now.
We have more kids than all of our fall programs, whether it's Stonington or Westerly or Charahoe, we have a ton more kids, and it's great, and it's a lot of kids who are out there because they want to be better, and so we're happy to help them coach them up. So,
we had one of the Wesley guys, we were talking about last season and this season, and he said one of the biggest things he saw, because we talked about his son, was now playing with elite talent and he didn't see the field a ton. And he said that even practicing the game just really slowed down for him in the fall. And, it's fun hearing those things. And you think about the reps they're getting and how much the game really starts slowing down for you when you play elite talent all across New England. We're playing Mattapan, we're playing all over Massachusetts, like New Britain. We're playing the best kids of the best in New England. Yeah. So, it really slows the game down for you. Yeah,
that's awesome. I know that's a speaking of the Bulldogs state champions, that's something that Coach Spizzato, who's one of the co-hosts here on Westerly Sports Talk every week, that's something that he really preaches even in the high school season. They had an open slot on their first game last year, so they decided to travel over 2 hours away to face an undefeated state champion in Massachusetts, just to test their mettle against someone better than you want to play people that are better than you, because that's how you get better. And when you're going against people from all over the New England, I'm assuming that the sixth state is Maine.
Vermont is the only state.
Vermont is the only state that's not.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, because Maine, they like to pretend like they're their own thing sometimes. So I was gonna say Maine because it's the only one that whatever. It's the furthest away. But all right, Vermont, get your act together, guys. Join the league. Stop. Tapping so many trees for maple syrup and or whatever else they do in Vermont. Who knows? But so anyway, when do things start, and is it too late for people to get involved?
No, so you can still sign up now. We have a few spots left at every level, not a ton at 13U, but we still have a few spots at every level. If people want to sign up though, you should get on board soon, because we just started.
And how do you sign up?
So you can go to our Facebook page, and there's a link right on there.
Oceanside Outlaws.
Yep. And you go on there. There's a link to sign up. And our first actual game will be in April. We kick it off. Our first home game is at Westerly High School. And then we have 3 home games in the spring, 2 at Westerly, 1 at Griswold. And then our away games, could be anywhere. So.
Okay. So you have two home, and then that I would assume is sort of like a Pee Wee schedule, where it's like a Saturday or a Sunday, and there's 3 or 4 games.
Yep. So it'd be a Sunday. Yep. So we have 3 Sunday home games, and they start, the littlest kids in the morning, and then up to the bigger kids. So
awesome. Well, definitely let us know about that, and we'll try to set up some streams for you guys, because
that'd be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be incredible. To do that with you. Well, this is fantastic. So signups, you can still sign up right now, but you got to go to Oceanside Outlaws on Facebook, and find that information. I will share that with everybody, and make sure that that's tagged. Anything else that you guys want to mention before we go?
No, just if you're a kid in the area, or you're a parent of a child who's really passionate about football, this is the program for you. This is why we did this, and don't feel like if you're from any town that you won't fit in. This is for everybody from anywhere. So
that's right.
I love it. Also, I love the colors and the jerseys and everything. Like, it's great. It's fantastic. And also, you don't need to worry about blue or brown or green or which team you're for. It's a very neutral. When you're here, you're an outlaw, and that's what the spring's all about. So Thank you guys so much for being here. Everybody, we will be back in just a minute with Coach Brent Fazaro to talk about the high school basketball season with a recap, and Sal, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much, guys. Jay and Rob, I appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
The largest reason we opened up Seaside Pharmacy was to help our community better than the big box stores. We get to know you better, fast and friendly service. So we'd love to have you come in and check out Seaside Pharmacy and see what we have to offer.
If you want a sweet treat or a bite to eat, if you're shopping for the week or a great piece of meat, there's only one place to go. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. Meet me at Dunn's Corners Market. If you're here for the weekend or you're here for a lifetime, meet me at Dunn's Corners Market.
At Lathrop Insurance, our core values guide everything we do, because insurance is more than a policy. It is a promise. We care. We treat every client like family. We're solutions driven. We find answers, not excuses. We utilize teamwork, We do what we say because integrity matters, always. And we're always growing. We strive to be better today than we were yesterday. These values have shaped 86 years of service to Rhode Island families and businesses.
At Dime Bank, we're all about community. It's who we are. Local communities made up of customers, families, and friends. Business owners invested in helping their communities thrive. Dedicated employees committed to giving back in ways that go beyond banking. If your banking relationship leaves you wanting more, come join our community. It's your bank, your choice, your dime.
It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be. It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be.
It's pizza night in Westerly. Mario's is where I want to be.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show with some more familiar faces. Hey, guys.
Good morning, Ben.
Morning.
I've got head coach of Westerly basketball, Brent Fazzaro, here by my side. He's going to give us a little bit of a recap of the coming year and of last year, this past year. And he will.
If he could give us a recap of the coming year, that would be fantastic. I don't know how he would do that, but I assume that would have to be worth something. And by the way, Brent, you look a little bit different than the last time you were on our show.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Is that a joke? Or am I supposed to know about that? Or?
That's you probably couldn't. Maybe you could see it because it's right there.
No, I see it. Yeah.
No, Sal could see. He just wasn't looking at the screen last time.
Okay.
So anyway, this just to tip this off, Ben. This is a big week end for Westerly girls basketball, high school, and they had a fantastic season, and they're still going. We want to give plaudits up to Coach Reyes and his team. They'll be playing Portsmouth at noontime today. If anyone wants to go up, cheer them on. And if they win today, they play. I'm not sure what time they play. I got to find that out. And I don't have my cell phone.
I mean, they go. They'll play in the finals on Sunday. I'm not sure the time either.
I'm not sure
because you got to. There's quite a. There's. You're playing. 2 games.
Right. So
that Sunday.
That would be.
There's a full slate today.
Yes. Now this is I think this is the whole ball and wax because they're playing at noontime. And I'm not sure who's playing the second game. There's going to be the boys are going to be involved in this too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the Final Four for the girls is Westerly and Portsmouth. They're playing in the first game. I believe the next game is Ponagansett and Barrington for the girls.
That's right.
And
I was thinking of up.
And yeah. And then for the boys' side, it is Central who knocked us out. Central they're playing Bishop Hendricken, and then a real tough matchup. I'm really interested to watch that one today. Is Portsmouth and Barrington.
Really,
Barrington boys and Portsmouth. I mean, they're both big. They both shoot the ball really well. Should be a very interesting matchup. So
Portsmouth won the state championship, didn't they?
Correct. Yes, yeah. They won the division 1 title.
Yeah, the Division 1 title. Right. Which was a big deal because it was a public school again.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few publics that have won D1. It's usually Classical or North Kingstown. Those have been the 2. Portsmouth is now the third one that has won it. I mean, at least in the last 20-something years. But typically it's LaSalle or Hendricken, but with an NK in there every once in a while, Classical.
Right.
But I mean, there was 7 really good teams in D1 that
like, listen, if Central wins this whole thing, I wouldn't be surprised. They're huge. They're fast. They have the best point guard in the state. You know, if they come out of that win today, beating Bishop Hendricken, I wouldn't be surprised in the least. If you told me Barrington was going to win it, I wouldn't be surprised in the least. If somehow Portsmouth stays hot and keeps doing what they're doing, they barely got through Classical, so it was a tough, you know, it was a tough game. But it's just some very competitive basketball on the boys' side, and I think on the girls' side, I just don't think anybody's got enough firepower to hang with Westerly. I mean, Barrington had gotten them early, but again, it's like the Danny Hurley thing, you know, get us early. And I just, man, the way they're playing, I just don't, you know, I've seen them kind of come up through the middle school and everything like that, because my daughter had played some middle school and played travel with all of them, and they are just a buzzsaw. And
this
really
is exactly that middle school team that went undefeated like 3 years in a row, and like it's crazy.
Yeah. I got to witness it at an early time when people were they were like, you know, we were in Johnston, the rec center there, and these guys were like, couldn't understand what was going on, and here we are. You know, you got little sixth grader Santana pressing you and poking balls away, and I'm like, man, these guys are good. So I mean, it's scary. They're scary good.
Yeah. And those kids that came up through that system and then, you know, started working with the Maddie Pellegrinos and Danica Jarrett's, who were up here, you know, for the last 4 years. It really blended well together. So it's been awesome to watch. I want to say thank you, by the way, to the girls for their shout out to 3-2-1 at the end of the game the other night, their last home game. That hit Dave and I right in the feels. We both teared up a little bit. We love, and Coach Luzzy just did such a great job this year on the call for all of your games, both boys and girls. And those post-show interviews were so fun, and it looked like the kids were having so much fun every single time, and it just made me remember why I love this so much. So I want to give a shout out to the entire girls team and the entire boys team, your team coach, just tremendous individuals. Those kids try hard, they work hard, they play hard, and they're really fantastic human beings first and foremost. So, and by the way, I just want to say this is the last thing I'm going to say in this interview, and then I'm going to.
You can stay on all you want.
Hey, Sal, this is the last thing I'm going to say in this interview. Then I'm going to check in on the other Yahoos.
All right, I got you. Yahoos, yep.
but we can't be at the Ryan Center today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's an NFHS exclusive thing, just like the championship games for the division titles, just like the semifinals for the division. We can't be there. If we could be there, we would be. Same thing with Stonington last night. The Stonington girls had a great tournament game at home. Those are things that we are not allowed by the NFHS deals with the CIAC and RIIL to cover, which is great, good for, you know, I mean, it's not great, but for us, but it is what it is. And we love our relationship with both the CIAC and the RIIL. But you can catch those games on NFHS network today and tomorrow, hopefully, assuming Westerly wins. But anyway,
hey, Ben, just question, a couple of questions, because you probably got the answers and I don't have them, and neither does Brent.
I mean, sometimes I have the answers.
Westerly is playing at noontime today against Portsmouth.
Yep.
And then that second game is 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. 12
Pontigansett versus
Barrington.
Then you got the boys. Do you know which is which? Who's? All I know is when we're playing with the Bulldogs.
Sal, I could look that up. I haven't got the faintest idea. Okay,
well, how about this? If we win today, when do we play tomorrow? That's the more important thing, because the folks out there would probably want to go to it.
If you know what you could do, Ben, is maybe not right this second, but there should be a graphic on the Interscholastic League that says it. I'm not off the top of my head. I couldn't tell you. I know Westerly girls.
We should know. I should
play
know,
at noon, but and I know that the girls play the other girls team plays right after. It's 12, 2, 4, and 6 today. But I'm sure there's a graphic, Sal, on the Interscholastic.
Yeah,
we can find it.
Okay. Well, that's and if we get it, because the people from Westerly, if they win, which they are going to win, we'll be interested in knowing who they're going to be playing and that kind of thing. You know.
Today at noon, it's 1 versus 5, Westerly versus Portsmouth. Game 1 at noon. Game 2 is Barrington versus Ponegantset at 2 p.m.
Right.
And then it's the boys at 4 p.m., Barrington versus Portsmouth. And then at 6 p.m. tonight, Bishop Hendricken versus Central. There's nothing that I see yet about when the state championships are. At least there's no graphic on the Facebook page at the moment. So
that would be interesting to know. We're not looking forward to it. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want Mike to come on today, because I cursed him last year, and I don't want to curse him this year. So, but Ben, well, I'll get back to your stuff. Without you in this.
Oh, you don't have to. Thank you. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna stop you from the praise from me right now. I do want to just shout out real quick. Just a very special moment in high school sports. Just a really emotional moment in high school sports. Congratulations to Colin Dorgan, who scored the double overtime win for Blackstone Valley Co-op in the hockey semifinals. If you know, we don't need to go into all of that right now, but that is, I think, one of those moments that is such a human moment that only sports can give you. And a phrase that I learned from the James Bond title a long time ago, a quantum of solace is the tiniest bit of solace that you can possibly get. And, but that is really special. So, congratulations to him. And what a story, in Rhode Island. But, all right. I'm going to let you guys go so you can talk more about basketball. And Sal, I will always cut you off if you try to say something nice about me. Thank you guys. Continue on with your.
All right, Ben. How do you know I was going to say something nice? Maybe I was going to say something bad.
You started to say something nice.
Oh, anyway, Brent, you started out the season this year. And you were a ball of fire, like 11-0, 10-0, 10-1. And then I think things caught up with you. Nothing bad. It's just it's Division One, right?
So I mean, if you looked at our schedule, we had a really an easier part of the schedule was early. Won 6 in a row, lost a tough final holiday tournament to Stonington. Lost by 2. Then we went into Lincoln, and that Lincoln game was a big game for us because they were undefeated, and we hung in there, and we had the lead in the fourth quarter, and we played really well with them, making some mistakes, and we started to say to each other like we could play with everybody, and then won another 6 in a row. So we had a great start to the year. We had a really good year. I think we were 2-7 in our last 9. And if you look at the teams that we played, they're the teams I just mentioned. They're all the teams that are in the Final Four.
7 or 8 guys.
Barrington, Central, we played Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant was a tough game. I thought we could have beat them. We lost to them twice. And in all honesty, the D1 playoffs, we were a shell of ourselves. We were sick. we had guys injured.
Yeah, you had some guys who were tired.
But we had, it was kind of like a tale of two seasons within our season. And I'm proud of the way the guys played throughout the year. But like every season, you realize that you make some mistakes. And there were games that, defensively it was the issue. There were some games like we just couldn't hit shots, so and then we had a rough, I think the worst game we played throughout the year was against West Warwick, where we went there and just got beat, and it was a team that we thought we should have beaten, but then we rebounded against Charahoe and played really well, and like at home, and we're like, we knew how important that,
right.
We're like,
thought you were back on track.
Yeah, because they came in beating, they had just beaten West Warwick by 30, and we were like, man, like we got to represent, and we did a really good job. I mean, again, sometimes it's matchups in high school basketball. When we played Central, the team that knocked us out, it was a tough matchup for us because they were so big and strong and fast, and we couldn't make shots in the paint. So once they would block a shot, tip a ball, or if we missed, they were off to the races.
It's West Warwick now you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about, West Warwick just played bad. Central, the Central game.
Yes.
So again, that's like a matchup. It wasn't a matchup. It wasn't a matchup against West Warwick. West Warwick, we just folded, and in every phase of the game didn't really play well. But sometimes that happens. When we're dealing with, I make mistakes, the kids make mistakes, and you learn from it and you try to get better, and that's how the season went. Overall, we should be very proud of what we did.
Well,
winning 14
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, and listen, I was saying to them last week, when you look around, there was some really good teams around here: Charahoe, Exeter West Greenwich, Stonington. I looked at them. I said, we're the only team still playing. We're number 11 in the state. We made the state tournament. I go, that's an accomplishment,
right?
Exactly. And whatever we end up with next year, I know that there's some realignment, and you're chopping 2 games off the top. So we play a 20-game schedule next year. I just think we're ready to, we just have to have a mindset where we just got to be competitive in every single game, because you can't control what other people do and how good some of these teams are that you end up playing. We play really good teams. And we got to, I think now the challenge for me is how do we raise our level of play at practice and be a team that's going to compete every single night against the best. And that's what we have to do, I know guys are already talking about next year trying to get in early to the gym and work on, their conditioning, work on shooting, work on whatever they need to work on, part of their game. And that's it. It's a process, and it's, you got to love doing this, and this is how you just kind of do the best you can, and again, we know what we're up against, and we just we're not going to be afraid of anybody, and we're gonna we're just gonna play it, and and you have fun, this is part of it, being on 3-2-1, doing I know Ben dipped out and everything, but the interviews are great. The interviews are great for us as a group, as a team, for the community to see the kids get to talk, and be so happy when you win a game. When Angelo asked them some questions about the game, it's really fun to watch them interact. Because it's not easy when you're put on the spot, when you can't. I don't know, 10 people are watching this, or 1,000 people, but when a camera gets on you, for the kids, for the kids, they get excited, and it's a great atmosphere for us to be in. I got into it with a coach because one of our NFHS games didn't get put up, and I'm like, he was kind of giving me a hard time about it, and I'm like, first of all, do you realize we never take our NFHS film down like some of these guys? I go, you want to watch us? I go, you got a different camera angle across the way. I go, right. We're on 3-2-1. We're on YouTube every home game. I go, so you really want to watch the game? I go, you can watch the game. I go, so I just, right. I got worked up because somebody thought we took it down because we don't. I'm like, well, guys, we're on camera constantly. Right. How are we taking it down?
There's cameras. A lot of people don't realize there's cameras in just about, I don't want to say every.
You want to scout Westerly? I mean, Mike and I, it's right there, guys. You come and scout us, man. We're on YouTube. We're on NFHS. But I mean, it was like a technicality. Like
every
game didn't get put up, and a coach gave me a hard time about it, and I like kind of lost it a little bit because I was like, it's not us, man. But
you mean he was
he wanted to watch our game back, and it wasn't on there.
I see.
And it was like,
and that's a sore spot for you because other coaches around the league have done that on purpose before, and you hate it so much, and you're like, I would never do that.
That's why I want you guys to keep branching out, because then I can watch guys. You know what I mean? Like when you know,
you text me more than anybody else, going, hey, did you guys cover this game?
Yeah.
I'm
a little screwed up in the head when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I mean, I'm trying to gain any advantage as I can. But yes, I'm constantly, hey, do you have this guy on film? And
listen, we're in 11 schools now. So, and by the way, one time last basketball season, I think the first time we went to Prout to film. And it was because Dean, Coach Felicenti, asked for us to be there, right? He DM'd me and was like, could you guys cover our games? And I was like, yeah, man, just give me the athletic director's number. And someone, not anyone from the school, but someone went up to our camera person who was there the first time we were ever there. And they were like, who are you? What are you doing here? And our camera operator was like, hey, we're from 321 and like blah, blah, blah. And he was like, where are you from? And just earnestly, the camera operator was like, I'm from Westerly. And then they like called the principal over and they were like, are you here filming scouting for Westerly? And we were like, no, we're like not at all. But that was, but it does really help. And I know that, it just, the more exposure for everything is great for everybody, right?
That's the way I look at it, you know, from a former athlete and coach and you know, the sports show and everything. That should be what you want. You want that coverage. You want to be able to see what other teams are doing, and you can always learn from that stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I use it as a tool. Like anytime somebody was on 321, it's so easy for me. Like, so we have like a Sports U. That's like a all my kids are on that and the parents are on it. And then I could create like a group chat through that. So we're supposed to use like a different medium other than just texting each other. So on Sports U, I usually upload a link to like whatever game. And there's a couple schools that use YouTube, us being one of them. And then all the, you know, every 321 school. So a lot of times I'll find a game that was either on East Providence, Portsmouth, and 321 are basically who I would go to for the YouTube links. And I would send the kids the game and be like, okay, we're playing Portsmouth. Watch this. Like, this is what I want you guys to watch. Watch that game. And they would have it on their phones and they'd have the link. So they'd be able to go to a YouTube link. And, you know, I mean, and again, I think I used it for South Kingstown and for Prout. When we had to watch them, I'm like, I sent them the link. I'm like, here's Prout on film, you know, and I'm watching all kind of film, but I'm at least I know that they're watching a game and they're able to, you know, participate in that kind of, you know, the extra scouting that a player should kind of like look into, you know, and I'm sure not all of them are doing it, but I know a bit. I mean, I actually know who is really doing it, but you know. There's a lot of guys are obsessed about a lot, you know, this stuff and the way you go about things. So I know a lot of guys we're watching a ton of film.
You know, one thing as a fan, I want to just send a salute out to not you, Ben, but I do salute you, but Ange, the coach, and he has done a great job. I don't know whether he just does he do the boys too? I'm always I'm mostly in person with the boys, but.
Yeah, he does most of the boys' games. I mean, unless he couldn't, you know. I know Dan and Sherry did at least one or two.
Yeah.
I thought, but yeah, no, I mean, listen, he's there to do whatever he can for Westerly High School. And there's so many guys, you know, he's there. There's a lot of guys. You know, Ronnie's always at games, and again, we're fortunate in Westerly to have that community of people that are just around to be around the game and support all the teams. It's so, it is really quite the community. And I know that this helps build it. And, that's why we love being a part of it. Even like doing like the Moonlight Madness and things like that. Like, we're able to do things that just kind of out of the scope of just being a player and winning a game, get to do a fundraiser, get to interact with, one of the Rhode Island Special Olympic teams. Even some of my past players have had their senior projects broadcasted. So, this medium is just, I think, the tip of the iceberg. I wouldn't be surprised if you get 6 or 7 more, teams that want to be part of it, because so many people ask me about what we're doing, and they love somebody was like, I love the end of the game interviews. Like, I want our guys to be doing that. And I wouldn't be surprised, Ben, if you get some calls from some of these other coaches, because they really do see what we're doing. And for me, it's building the program, I want, that's why, like, I really work hard on making our Instagram really cool, cool looking. And because I want the young kids to be like, hey, I want to be a part of that. When they watch us on TV or they go watch us do an interview, they want to be a part of it. So that's, to me, I have fun doing this. I come on here, I wear my dunks coaching the games, like I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to have fun. So it is a lot of fun, and you guys are part of that. So we do appreciate that.
Yeah, you do.
I also want to shout out places like Pooch's Poorhouse and Dan's Place for doing like watch-alongs of games. Pooch's has basically a watch-along of literally every single Westerly game ever. Dan's Place has started doing that now with our Exeter West Greenwich coverage in Coventry, and the stuff that we're doing in Kent County, which has been really cool. And yeah, man, it seems like everybody that plays you and plays Ronnie eventually call me and say like, hey, can we get 3-2-1 to come up here and cover? And the answer is yes, but not now. The 11 schools is enough. I already have gray hair and have a torn MCL from working a little bit too hard this winter. But we so one of the things that I want to say also is thank you to all of the small businesses out there that, like, we kicked this show off with Rio's Barbershop. Carlos, who I know is a tremendous friend of yours, has been such a big supporter of us for years. Those advertisers specifically, like, that goes, not only do they get great viewership in the community, not only do they get great generative engine optimization points from being on our website and in our directory, all of these.
What that is? What he just said?
What? I'll explain it later. I'll explain. You guys don't worry about it. Brent would figure it out. Sal, I would make your head explode. But like those advertisers specifically, like, I put out a post the other day to Stonington because Stonington were like, hey, could you cover some more of our games? And we were like, yeah, absolutely. We need these 2 advertising spots filled. Literally, like, not so I can make more money and, like, put in a pool at my house, but like so we can hire a dedicated sports team for that school. Like, that's the goal, and that's what all of these advertisers go back into, is making this better for each community. And actually immediately some people stepped up, because that's how we're doing that. So for the fall next year, Stonington will have its, and maybe by middle of spring, Stonington will have its own broadcast team separate from the Westerly team that travels. And that's great. That's what we want. So, like, thank you to people like Dime Bank who step up and do that stuff, because our model that we started in Westerly is we want to cover everything. We want to be there for every home game. And man, basketball season is the easiest schedule to compete with, because you guys play on the same court. Spring makes me want to drive off. I wish that there was a cliff near Westerly, because each school has 5 teams. There's baseball, softball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, boys volleyball for everybody for 11 schools. That's, if every team plays 10 games, it's 550 games for the spring. And I know baseball has more like 20. And so it's crazy, because it's impossible, even with a dedicated sports team a dedicated broadcast team in Westerly. We can't cover, there are going to be spring days where there are 4 different sports playing at the same time at Westerly in the spring, which is crazy. Like boys and girls lacrosse happen on the same field. That's it.
And then you also got volleyball indoor.
Exactly. You can have, so you can have one lacrosse team, baseball, softball, and volleyball all happening at the same time. And it will at least 4 or 5 times this year. So anyway, that's it. Okay, I'm going to go check in on the other guys again.
You better put your running shoes on, Ben.
Oh my God, I know. Well, first I got to heal this knee up and keep going.
Oh boy.
Before.
I mean, I will say to your point, Ben, that there are so many, and you can go. I could just, but one thing Ben was saying was about the sponsors, and there are so many people around that just support. I think I'm gonna miss some, but I know Carlos with the barbershop just wants to support local athletics. I know Ed French, they're just doing it to support Dan's Place, and there's so many people around that will participate in something because it's for the schools. So I mean, we are lucky, and we have this area here, Pooch's. I mean, even what they do with the dinners and everything, and how they host all the area schools, that's unbelievable. It really is. Like, we've built a community. It's Westerly High School. It's 321. It's all of these local businesses around, and it's just, again, it makes it more for each athlete, for them to be a part of this. You know what I mean? So, again, we're just super fortunate. That this is something we could all be a part of.
Westerly is very, very fortunate to have. I'm not going to give. I got to give Ben a kudos again. No, I won't mention your name, but there's a certain guy that owns a streaming station. Couldn't do it without you, Ben. I love it.
Oh, hey, you know what, Ben? I got a problem with John Parenti, though. He kind of puts the Danhausen curse on me every single game. No, seriously. Every game I walk in and, hey, John, how are you? I go and say hello to him. Oh, you're going to kill this team tonight. And both times he did that. One time we got our ass kicked, and another time we needed Braden to go crazy, and then Caleb make a last-second shot. Every time that guy puts the curse on me.
Oh, my God. That is fantastic. I mean, okay, well, I know what I'm doing.
Wait till I see him the next time. I'm going to be like, don't talk to me. He seriously, it's like, puts the curse right on me.
Coaches are very superstitious.
Oh,
and players.
Oh God, you have no idea the superstitions. Like, all right, we don't wear ties anymore. I don't know if we weren't on 321 because we were away, but I always I have a white quarter zip that I wear at home. I only wear it at home. I wore it the other night to Central because I'm like, I gotta get us out of this funk. We lost 5 in a row. It didn't work, but
it's pretty good.
It's still a thing. So like, I got there's certain like I know that the shoes that I wear, like there's certain shoes that are undefeated. There are. There's certain sneakers that I know are undefeated. That all right, I'm gonna wear the sneakers today. If I lose, like if the certain sneakers lose too many, they go on the shelf for a little while. I bring something else out.
The weight bags of.
I mean, Coach Emard could tell you, I sit on the left side of the bus. I have to sit in the left. Oh. If anybody, like, I remember, I think the first game of the year, somebody was over there. I'm like, you guys got to go over. It might have been a coach. I think it was Jackson Ogle. Jackson, you got to go on that side. He looked at me. I go, I got to be on the left. I can't not be on the left side of the bus.
Ask your father. We had the same superstitions.
Yeah.
Brian DiMaggio had to be in the very back of the bus on the left-hand side. I had to be very back of the
Yeah.
bus. And if you ever deviated from that,
You-
and Coach Stellatano, when he won all those state championships, I used to live across the street from the gym, and I used to go in every day that they practiced. I would go and I would catch foul shots. Roger Hamilton, they had to make 50 in a row. Roger had no problem making the 50 in a row. Believe me, went to Duke. One day, Coach Stellatano starts yelling at some of the guys. Says, "Where's Coach? Where's Sal Moreno?" And I was about 10 years old, 11 years old, because I was catching. This was a superstition. I had to be there.
Yeah.
So the guy, go get him. So we go. I walk. The kid, one of the Joe Patrone, or one of the managers walks across the street, knocks on the door. Mrs. Moreno, Coach Stellatano wants to know where your son is because he needs him here right away. My mother said he's sick. He's got 101-degree temperature. He said, please just let him go for this one time, so we don't break our superstition. I got my clothes on, went across the street, and I fetched the foul. That's how superstitious things can get.
Hey, listen,
Wade Boggs.
Yeah,
Wade Boggs.
Yeah, he would eat chicken before the game.
Yeah.
Like there's certain, like we get grinders before the game, but like will we get now? I think I said this to you, Ben, and maybe at Revive. Like I don't know. Like I think it was like we all right. Reels just went under new ownership. Everyone loves Reels grinders. You live in Westerly, dude. I'm not getting Reels grinded before a basketball game because we had a very, very bad loss, and it was just one of those things. Like it was like, all right, we can't get Reels. Now we go to Jersey Mike's or something like that. And I think we can work it back in eventually, but it just I don't know. We're again. We're a little messed up in the head. Some of these guys.
I like it. I think that's a great attitude to have.
The stories are part of the
insane.
The stories are part of the game, really. The stories that you. Well, what do you got coming up for next year?
Well, real quick, I would love to just talk about some of the guys that had a great year this year. I have 5 seniors that left the program this year. Sam Orgiri, Anthony Rodriguez, Caleb Williams. Caleb, big multi-sport athlete guy, really hurt himself towards the end of the year, really struggled with a thumb injury.
Caleb,
yeah. But again, he missed our Division I playoff game. And again, he's a huge, big body, rebounding and things like that. So, I mean, missing him, we had a little injury bug for a little bit with a few guys, but, and then Luigi Marchione, he made second team all division. He ended up just under a double average. He averaged 9.7 a game points, and he averaged 10 rebounds a game on the button. And he did a phenomenal job. Braden Antoch, I can't say enough about him. Averaged 19.4 a game, 8.3 rebounds. He was third team all conference, first team all division. I was with him yesterday. I collected a couple uniforms, and then I leave the gym and I look at my email, and he got invited to play in the Rhode Island All-Star game. So he's playing on Wednesday night at Cranston East. So he's playing in the All-Star game. It's all seniors all over Rhode Island. So I'm hoping to take that ride and go watch him play that game. But he had a phenomenal year. He scored 37 points his last game. I mean, in a game that we were really never in it, and he refused to let go of that. We just his effort. I mean, if there's a kid, and I say this to the guys, I said it to them on the way off the bus. I go, there's times I probably don't tell you guys enough, but when you see how Braden had a lot of talent, but for him to get himself in the best, unbelievable shape for the senior season, and for him to put the work in and never want to lose a game, it's just, to me, that's what you should strive to be doing. He had a phenomenal year. 37 points to go out in your last game as a senior is just unbelievable. So I can't say enough about my seniors. And then, going into next year, what we have is, we're going to be kind of young next year. It's going to be interesting because we have a lot of young players. Mikey Joyce, I thought, did a phenomenal job this year, handling the ball. I mean, he hit 43s for us this year as a freshman. That really does say a lot. It's probably the second most other than the Tabor Gates. I know Tabor and Austin Silly had over 200 for their career, but for Mikey to hit 43s for the year is everything pointing in the right direction. Faris Nader will be back for his third year of varsity, and then there's a bunch of guys that I really think are going to surprise people. And one guy's Charles Priel. Didn't get a ton of varsity minutes, but he was great on JV. I really think he could, give us some scoring. Jack Parker, Cash Pizzato, some of those guys, I really think can help us. And then, we have the football guys that are always helping us out, Landon Husero and Danny Cummings. So, those are guys that are coming back next year. Got two bigs, Asa Mayo and Holden Reed. I really feel like those guys can, they're going to try to get us those rebounds that we're going to be missing through Caleb and Luigi. So we have a lot of guys, I think that are going to help us out. Tyler Falcone will be a senior next year. I think he can, give us some big minutes, hit some threes off the bench. Like it's just kind of what he does now. So I'm excited for what we have. And, I took the loss hard the other day. I was disappointed and just disappointed. And, I wanted to have a little moment in the playoffs, but we just didn't have it. And now I already scheduled the game for next year with South Kingstown, so I'm kind of on to next year. So it is what it is.
You forget about those things, and you remember. Because there was a lot of good points.
Yes,
a lot of good points as a fan. I mean, I could see that you really did well, and then not just from a coaching perspective, but the boys did well, and that's what it's all about. Some of those balls that just didn't go in. Some of them that weren't going to go in went in, and the highlight. How about when you play Coventry? Braden Antouch comes in and he pulls the team on his back.
Yeah,
those guys that did that all through, but you can't keep on depending on that. You're going to have a better team next year, and I think the fans are going to be very, very surprising, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we really are.
No, it's it's
not like where you had a bad. Oh God, we got it. What are they going to do? They're going to do the same old things. No, everybody's got an upbeat attitude about the team. The coaches and who are your other coaches? You got
Jeremy Emar,
right? I know him.
Byron Dunn, who did a phenomenal job as a JV coach. Byron, was a former player. And then Jackson Ogle is our freshman coach, but Jackson helps us. And again, it's kind of how I want to build moving forward. Have our former players be a part of it. And I'm happy to have two young coaches helping us. And they did a great job.
How about your junior high team, middle school team? I mean,
yeah, man, they had a good year too. Chris and Austin had a great year with them. Jake Reyes, Austin Silly, and Chris Samataro are the coaches there.
Oh, you got two good coaches, eh?
Yeah, and they did a really good job. They went to the Final Four of their state playoff. They went pretty far. And then there's some talent there. And basketball players. There's some guys that are athletes, and there's some guys that are basketball players. They got a nice mix. Which is great. So now that's the new, that's the thing now. And I'm hoping to get to the middle school and talk to some of those guys and just be like, tell them what we have for summer stuff coming up.
It never ends, does it?
Never ends. No,
you got to do that.
Yeah. Like I'm
doing a summer camp this year.
We'll do a summer camp. Yep. I'll have the date very soon. I think we're safe now with no more snow days, but you never know.
But let us know. We can.
No. We do a nice camp. It's a lot of fun. The players are usually the counselors, and they all come back. Even some foreign players come back and do it too. A lot of guys try to help out if they're not working. So it's just, again, man, just we just keep building, we keep moving on. There's so many things, there's so many phases of it, that you know, it's just more than just, you know, that's why I laugh when sometimes people think they have the answers. It's like, yeah, you don't just go out there and coach on a Friday night.
No.
If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, you know. But you got to love it, and you got to love being part of the process, and that's what I do. That's what I love. So, you know, I just, you know, we're on to the next season, and you know, can't wait.
Yeah, you got I know for a fact you got some good positive vibes. The fans are behind you, parents are behind you. There's no reason why we can't go out and at least do better than we did this year. We did good. I think we can do it even better.
Brent,
And,
nearly everyone is behind you. Nearly everyone.
You
are cursed.
Ben, how do you learn? How did you learn to do all that stuff? That crazy stuff.
Can we just appreciate for a second
Yes.
the John Parenthehausen, the face paint
God.
on John looks truly insane.
I don't want to say anything bad about John, but I think it's an improvement.
Make sure you, Ben. You got to make sure you tell him.
My
Well,
wife
I just sent it to him with no context.
My wife worked for Uno's Chicago Bar and Grill, which is closed up, by the way, up in Warwick. And John was one of her favorite customers. So he knows her as my normie, because that was who he asked for every time he went in there to have dinner. So we know John very well. He takes it good. He takes it well. So
Well, it's a credit to you, Ben, to have, like, you got legends, you know, around your sports crew. When you have Sal, John is a phenomenal guy. I mean, I've only met him this year because, you know, he was around a lot for football. Then, you know,
Yep.
And he's such a good guy. I've heard him broadcast games on NFHS. He does volleyball, does football, does basketball.
he's a Hall of Fame.
You know, you got Kenny in the other room. I mean, you have the who's who in local sports. So, you know, you really can't go wrong with that. And I love that you just made that. Tell him why, though. If you tell him why, be like, listen, Coach Fazzaro said the 2 times he sees you before a game, you've done nothing but curse him. And every time he's like, will you come over and interview after the game? I'm like, yeah, we got to win first, John. Like, I'm like, I'm telling you, man, something's not right with that guy. I'm not. Next game I see him, I'm walking right by him. Not going to say hello. Tell him that's the reason why. That's the only reason why.
Boots just said what game, and I said every game, John, every game. Game that
he got me twice. He cursed me twice.
Yeah, So
and the Danhausen curse works.
Well, I gotta say also, along with the rest of my incredible soundboard here, I just added this.
You are cursed.
So I will use that. I will
bring
that out at a.
You see with all the superstition stuff, like,
yes,
that's why I have an affinity for that dude. Like, I know it's almost like WrestleMania season, but I'm like, there is something to this guy because that's a thing. Like, I don't, bad.
Yeah, you don't want
bad mojo.
You don't want bad. You don't want bad omens. You don't want bad feelings, anything like that.
Nope.
So, well, Parenti's probably going to continue to do that to you, just because I think he does it on purpose, because he's a fan of West Warwick and Coventry.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, when they're doing the football games down here, I'm like screaming and yelling at John more. My wife said, "Who are you yelling at?" Well, I said, "That's your buddy John Parenti. He's cursing the Bulldogs."
Yep.
It is what it is, and he is somebody who puts a curse on people.
Yeah.
So
that's so
all
great.
Right. Well, listen, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank
you. There's really nowhere else to go.
I just read that you put John Parenthehausen.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, but it's what the guy does, and I don't know how many people are watching, Ben, but I think you and I are the only ones that know what we're talking about here. It's just you and I. No one else knows what this is, I don't think.
No, that's the part of the charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll come around and they'll be asking every time, What do you mean? What was that housing thing you were talking about? What was that, John Parenthehausen?
Yeah, no, I'm going to call him John Parenthehausen from now on.
Oh man,
amazing! Thank you, Brent. That's a gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
All right, Sal, wrap it.
All right, we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to say good luck to Brent and his team for next year, and also we got to throw a big shout out to Mike Reyes and his coaches and the girls team, and wish them good luck today at 12 o'clock. I would say probably maybe tomorrow, even tomorrow there might be a game around noontime. But Westerly is playing Portsmouth, which don't underestimate that team. Believe me, I know from football, and that's Ron Spizzato. That's his nemesis. It's a big school. They got a lot of athletes, and the Dogs have got to give it everything they've got. And I'm sure if you got a little bit of time, the fans should be up there cheering their team on. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Brett, it was a pleasure this year seeing you on the sidelines. What was your record?
We were
16-9.
14-9.
14-9. Let me tell you something. That's a good record. And then you can take it and you can build on that record.
Yep.
You just need to get your guys together. And I know you probably got something up your sleeve for next year. And you're gonna
should have been 16-7.
Yeah, John Parenti.
Well, we did win the Coventry game.
Okay.
So I can't be that mad at him. But no, well, listen, I appreciate having you guys having me on. Again, like I said, I can't say enough about you guys, and go Bulldogs for today.
Go Bulldogs. Ben.
Revive opening when?
Make sure it's warm.
We will be opening. There's a lot of things going on that are it's not like on the priority list. There's a few other things in the making right now for Revive, but I'll be back. I'll be back on with you to we'll talk about what we have going on down there.
I miss my chives, man.
Yeah, no, it'll be here before you know it. This warm weather. We'll start going down there, getting things ready, but we'll be back. Back with a vengeance.
Otherwise, I'm going to have you park the bus in front of the office here for the winter.
Oh,
yeah. The bus is going to be around. Don't you worry.
All right. Thank you. Or else, if not, you know what's going to happen to you.
Don't do it.
You are cursed.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye for
All right, Ben. Brett.